Welcome to the final episode in our series, Flat White versus Latte versus Cappuccino versus Americano versus Long Black. And today, I am going to show you the differences between Flat White, Latte, and Cappuccino, and also how to make them. There are many different recipes for this, but what I'm going to show you is what I use and what I would recommend to all cafes out there. Stick around until the end of this video clip. So we're really talking about hot cappuccino, latte, and flat white here. If you have a lot of different cup sizes, I would suggest that you use 12 ounces for latte, so a lot bigger. And then for your cappuccino, make it 8 ounces. And for the flat white, 6 ounces. So different cup sizes. But what about if you only have 2 cup sizes? Like in my case, I have only 2 sizes for my takeaway. One is 12 and the other is 8 ounces. So how are we going to present these 3 different types of milky coffee? So my suggestion would be to use a large cup for latte and use a dose of 1:2. So that means I normally use 18 grams of coffee beans in, and I would pull 36 grams if I were going to make a latte. Now, if I were going to make a cappuccino, I would use the smaller cup size, which would be 8 ounces, and I will use the same dose, which is 18 grams of coffee beans in, but I'm going to use a lower ratio, 1:1.5, so I'm going to use 18 times 1.5, it will be about 27 to 30 grams. And for the flat white, I am also going to use the same cup size. What am I going to do? Because I suggested to use a smaller cup for a flat white than a cappuccino. Now, I'm not sure you should get another cup size, which is 6 ounces. So you can use the same 8-ounce cup and maybe not fill it to the top, but the best way is to make sure that you texture your milk differently. So that's what I'm going to show you now. I've got my 18 grams of coffee beans in here, and I'm going to pull my double shot, which in this case is going to be 36 grams. So I'm going to pull it straight into my cup. I've got it programmed here, so I'm just going to press this, which is programmed for 36 grams. Now, when you pull the shot, make sure you don't pull it too long so that the time that it takes to extract should be no more than 35 seconds. And it's looking like it is flowing really well here. So I'm going to wait for it to finish to 36 grams. And whilst I'm waiting for that, I'm going to steam my milk. And for the milk, I'm going to use a 400 milliliter steaming pitcher here. We are going to fill it with milk just about the level of the spout, and make sure you use cold milk. And if you can also make your jug cold, that is even better. So that's how it looks like. And now we are going to steam. So because I'm talking at the same time, my coffee is ready, my espresso is ready. And when you steam the milk for latte, make sure that you can see the tip of the wand, just a tiny bit, okay? So you dip it this way, okay? And then I'm going to count about 1, 2, and then I'm just going to texture it and make sure that it gets hot. This way I don't get a very foamy milk, okay? So there is my milk for my latte. And now let's get the cup. So you see that I've got a really silky milk here. And now I'm going to pour it into my cup. Latte, 1, 2, 3, and then your art. It's a little bit messy there, but this is my latte in large 12 ounces cup. So now this is for my second cup, which is cappuccino. And as I have said earlier, we are going to use an 8-ounce cup. But this time, a cappuccino is really a very foamy coffee, milky coffee, so that when you drink it, you feel the strong coffee, but underneath that milky foam, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a ratio of 1:1.5. So that means I'm just going to pull about 27 to 30 grams of espresso out. Okay, so I'm going to pull it straight into my cup as well, using the program that I have here. Again, the time it takes should be about 25 to 29 seconds. And whilst I'm doing that, whilst I'm pulling my espresso shot, I'm going to steam my milk. For the milk, I'm going to use a smaller steaming pitcher here. This is about 360 ml. And I'm going to fill it to just below or just about the level of the spout with my milk, cold milk, into my jug here. And this time, when we steam the milk, you can see the tip of the wand here. I'm going to just let the tip touch the surface of the milk so that it gets a lot of air at the beginning, and then immerse the wand into the milk so that you texture it. Okay, so let's do that. So just about there at the beginning. 1, 2. And we're going to texture it. And as you can see, the jug is full. So this is now my milk texture for a cappuccino, thick and foamy. And this is just a small cup with about 30 grams of espresso in there. So I'm going to pour it high. And then my milk. And this is my cappuccino. Now for my final cup, which is a flat white. Again, I'm using the same dose, 18 grams of coffee beans in, and I'm going to pull 27 to 30 grams of espresso out. Using my small cup here, 8 ounces. And I'm also going to steam the milk using the same cup size, which is steaming pitcher, which is 360 ml. Fill it just below or about the level of the spout. And this time, to steam the milk, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip it all the way in, right? So, right there. I'm not aiming to double or triple the volume of my milk, just to make it hot. And now we're going to pour it into our double shot of espresso here. So you pour it all the way to the top. And just very little, too little. Wow, that is like, there is hardly any foam there. Well, do not follow this, but you get the idea. Very little foam, hardly any foam there at all. Well, my flat white didn't come out exactly how I want it to be. Normally you would be able to put some latte art there, but I think you get the idea. As you can see, there was hardly any foam on my flat white. So 8 ounces cup flat white. That is so smooth. This is my preferred drink because I like it to be too, well, I don't like it to be too foamy. I like it a bit more thin. And I'm just drinking lightly. So flat white is my favorite. Now this is cappuccino, which should have that thick mouthfeel. Wow, I think I need to go deeper to get into the coffee because what I'm getting now is the foam, which is really correct. And my latte, which should be in a large cup. Smooth. But I feel that the taste of the coffee is a little bit stronger because we pulled a double shot. All of them are good. You can use the same dose for each one of them, like 18 grams, and you can pull exactly the same yield. 1:1.5, 1:2, depending on your coffee beans, I would say. Okay, so that concludes our series on flat white, latte, cappuccino, also Americano and long black. So the key is not exactly on how you texture the milk. If you are not an expert or skilled barista, you can also have a little bit of a cheat on this one by changing the cup sizes for each of the drinks and also the dose and the yield. If you have any questions at all about any of these methods, recipes, ways of presentation, let me know in the comment below. I'll see you again for more of these video tutorials. Don't forget to click that subscribe button and also the notification bell. Thank you for watching. Ciao for now.